We're good. Take us away, John.
Okay. Welcome to the Fairfield Shellfish Commission, July 8, 2020 meeting via teleconference. Call to order. We do have a quorum. Present are John Short, Allison Savona, Lizette Enhofer, Mike Harwood, Tim Macklin, and Brian Carey from the Conservation Director. All right. Bills and communications. Approval of draft meeting minutes of February 12th, 2020. Note March 11th, April 8th, May 13th, and June 10th meetings were canceled. Did anyone take a look at the minutes from February 12th? Have any changes?
Yes, I did.
Or needs to add? Okay.
This is Allison. I just noted two sort of errors in the minutes. I don't know if should I just verbalize them now? I don't know if that is on. Okay. Okay. Well, in committee reports, section B, under clam relay, the last line, it just sort of isn't complete. It says, and I think it's referring to John Short, he noted that there is currently, and then there's nothing to follow that to complete the thought or the sentence. So perhaps there was something else to follow. And then in page 2, under permits and access, it just says it's missing the word noted after Ms. Savona noted that there were X number of permits or something. So that's it.
Anything else?
Nothing for
Someone
me.
want to make a motion to approve the February 12th, 2020 minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the February 12th, 2020 minutes.
I second the motion. Second.
Lizette Enhofer seconds the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Minutes of February 12th, 2020 approved. Committee reports. Clam relay and planting. It was on May 8th. We relayed about 135 bushel to the Sasko beach bed, approximately 35,000 clams. Everything went well. The clams were distributed well. There's plenty of clams out there. Plans for another relay. We should be, if we get closed possibly this weekend, we'll probably be doing another relay this month. Depends on closure. There's still a lot of clams, so but we do have another relay plan. We are paying for these relays now, $2,500 each, and both are paid for. Anything else?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Go to water and habitat quality. So, Mike, you got anything?
No, I don't.
All right. Well, we're open the whole month of June, and we're still open now. So that's good, correct? Our DNA sampling came back, and I'll email everyone the report. It basically shows that there's human DNA in the water at Tide Mill and at Southport Beach. Our next set of samples we do, we'll keep track of the milliliters that we're putting through so that we can figure out what kind of levels of DNA are in there. And then we can start moving around, maybe up the Mill River, and trying to do some sampling based on rain and dry. Maybe we could go over these results at the next meeting. Anything else on water and habitat? There was also a giant sewage spill in New Haven the other day, 2 million gallons. I don't think it'll affect us, but you never know.
So we've heard nothing from aquaculture or anything on that, or environmental.
No, it's
Bodies
basically
of-
closed from West Haven to Brantford right now.
That shouldn't affect us at all.
No. Especially for brains.
Right.
All right, let's go to permits and access, which is a big deal. Allison?
Big deal. Sure. It looks like we have 265 permits to date, rivaling 2019 total. And that's without a clam clinic, so that's pretty good. Wow. That's good.
Great.
Yeah.
They're selling like hotcakes.
So, yes, so there's been some questions on the Shellfish mailbox that I answered, and Brian, thanks for your help the other day. Basically, a couple of non-residents have been asking about places to park if they come down, and so I guess what I'm telling them is that they could walk in, but they can't drive in unless they want to. They're not even taking day permits at Sasco for out-of-towners.
No, they do not
No.
have day permits.
Right.
But if you're
So
down there
they could-
before 9:30, you basically can park there, and then they make an announcement to everyone who's there that at 10 they start checking for license for stickers.
Okay. Is that really something I want to advise people of? Because I don't want it to, then to show up and that really not be the case if it's, if that's just some sort of
We
arbitrary.
never had really, that's always the way it's been. We've never had a lot of issues with that. I think most people who are non-residents who are repeat offenders already know that.
Got it. And so when folks ask, hey, are there any parking spots? I'm just saying, it's really tough outside of the lot to park anywhere because it's such a, tight residential area. So I'm not encouraging that. And that's,
Yes.
unless you all know something different, I don't think it's good to advise them. Got it. Okay.
So the only thing different I know is that I advised a couple of guys that I know that have permits and they live in New York. And I said, if you get there early enough in the tide, you can park at the Scandinavian Club and they accept a $10 donation and walk down Pine Creek Beach all the way around, clam, and then get back before the tide comes in. And they did it.
Wow.
A lot of people do come in on boat, though, too.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you really want to clam,
Well,
you'll get it done.
got it.
So that's only from Memorial Day to Labor Day.
That's true. So after Labor Day, they
3
can.
months.
Yeah.
Clam
So there,
on.
all the good clamming months are available.
Yeah, true. Okay. Good point. That's it on permits.
Brian, do you think we sold any permits in the last 8 days?
Yes, tons. Probably
Seriously?
another 20. Yes.
Probably over our record sales last year. So
We are going to be well above our record.
And I
That's
did
perfect.
go
We need to.
I went clamming the other night, and there were plenty of clams still.
The not to jump ahead, but the Shellfish Fund balance represents our surge in clamming permits.
Yeah, see that.
All right. So commercial shellfish regulations. No report. Mac, Tim, or Mike, do you have anything?
No report.
All right. Oyster bed development. Who wants to go through this one?
Well, it's been a busy month, that's for sure. I'll let you do it because I think I might be blowing out the recording here. So,
Okay.
John, if you want to do it, take it away.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, John? I'll just start off earlier in the month. May 5th, Tim and I went down to South Benson Dock, and we power washed the bags of spat. They all look great. Growth was great, just advancing along. May 8th, Tim and I walked Sasco Beach to check on the oysters, what we had already planted out there the last 2 years. Went out towards the buoy, just south of the jetty that sticks out, and unfortunately we found about 3 inches of sand covering everything that we had put in. So it looks like for the last few years that we've been doing it, the mortality rate's probably 100% that we put on there. So looking towards the future, what we looked for with the encroachment of the sand coming in there, that probably the best part for future development would be along the eastern shore of Sasco Beach, where the seawall is there. There's the best place that we thought were there are 2 big patches of seagrass with some spat already developing there, and very little erosion or sand encroachment from what we saw.
Right. Yeah, that seemed like the best spot.
Yeah.
Right.
Just to add on that, we did drop. Yeah, John and I did drop shells. I don't have the date that we dropped the shell, but we did drop some shell in that general area that Mike and I kind of identified as possibly a good spot. We just have been talking about marking that specific spot off with some buoys, so that maybe we can drop a lot of the recycled shell that we've been collecting in that area.
Right. Yeah, that was the spat on shells from Southport Harbor that we dropped over. I think it was the day after, probably the 9th, May 9th, or May 10th. Maybe it was a Sunday morning. It was really cold. All right, so from there, conservation bagged up shell for us, and we hung 70 bags of shell in the yacht yard, which went very well. A lot easier than it has been in the past. So don't get that up. Some changes been made. And then we borrowed a tumbler from Chuck Baines from Charles Island Oysters, and we brought that to Ash Creek, or South Benson Marina, and tumbled and sorted all of the oysters that we had hanging in the bags over at South Benson, rebagged them into grow-out bags, and hung those in the same spot we had the bags before. We sorted them basically to size, and that worked out well. What else, Tim?
I'll just note that, I'll probably be going down there this week to power wash those bags. They're due for a power washing. So I'll take care of that. And anybody wants to come down either tomorrow or probably Friday night. And the only other thing was the hats, if you want to talk about the hats, John.
Yeah. So on the Spat Collectors /hats, we coated up about 105 of them, and put the rebar in and put those in last weekend. So that's all set. Tim went down afterwards and put some buoys up. We had a little concern from a citizen that they're not marked, so we marked them with 2 orange buoys, so people know that there's something there. Some of them had floated off. You reinstalled them, right, Tim?
Yes. We had about 10 or so fall off. I put them all back on. I haven't been down there since to check on them, but I don't know if anybody's been down there since last week.
No, I haven't been down there.
All right. One other thing was on June 6th when we sized and bagged the oysters, there was that surprise when we found the bag that we had left there from last year. So there had been a bag hanging there from November 2018 or so that we had forgot, and it was filled with oysters, well developed, over 3 inches on a bunch of these. And we also found some blue mussels growing in that area as well.
That's right. So, I think from the time the hats went in until we found that bag was approximately 23 months, and those oysters were full grown. A lot of feed over in that area. Warm water. All right, let's go on to communications.
Oh, let me, John, just say that we resumed the oyster recycling program. That was off for a little while, but the last 4 weeks we've been collecting, and we're getting oysters from Bryac again, and Martel, and every once in a while from the oyster bar there on Black Rock Turnpike. And that's it.
You guys want to get that in the water?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we need to mark. Yeah, I have some cinder blocks. We just need to get some buoys where we're going to mark that area over on Sasco where we put that shell, and if we could have the guys dump it right in between those buoys, that would be great.
Yeah, I'd like to do that while I have the summer help. Obviously.
Right. Can we get it done either this week or next week?
I can get
probably towards the end of next week.
John.
Right.
But we'll have to look at the tides.
John or Mike, I don't know if we can probably put the buoys in by the end of this weekend, so at least they'll be ready for next week.
Okay.
Sounds good. That sounds good.
I got some.
Do you guys want to be there when we dump the shell or no?
Maybe for the first run, I feel like just to I don't know how many trips it's going to take, but it wouldn't be bad to be there for the first dump.
So what I'll do is I'll have Tom get the mason dump in the buckets, and we'll load the mason dump with the shell, and then we can do like a bucket line down to the boat.
Right.
And I can get a dolly or something.
All right, so we'll go back to communications, Allison.
Yeah, not much to report. Just got caught up on some emails in our account that I was a little behind on. Did give Susan Quincy permission to use one of our clam clinic photos. She reached out. She's from, she's an environmental education specialist with the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection, and she wanted to use something in a booklet for educators and the public, something regarding acidification and climate impact in Connecticut. So I said yes, that's fine, to give the Shellfish Commission credit for that photo. Not much action online. I'm just noticing my pictures on Instagram didn't make it to Facebook, so I'll pump those over there and keep it going. But not much else to report.
Yeah, people keep checking in on the page and that all the time. I think they're looking to see if the beds are on.
Yeah, so on that note, I haven't seen any open or closed notifications, and I think the last one said we were closed, so maybe I could just put, we are open, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, even with that weird rain event.
Yes.
Maybe I'll just put a reminder like, hey, we are open, and to advise people to go to online to get their permits, and they're not doing conservation desk permits, right, Brian? So.
No.
Okay.
All right. We'll move on to reports from the Conservation Department. Shellfish fund balance?
30,000.
Sounds good.
You guys have money. New budget year. So I don't know if we're talking about doing a clinic in the fall. I don't think that's probably a good idea, but
No, I don't think we're going to be doing a clinic this year.
that's probably a good idea. Other than that, I don't really have much to report. Obviously, we talk all the time. That's about it. The only thing is I do not have Harbor Watch doing water sampling in the Mill River this year because they could not pull it together with the COVID issue.
All right. Well, we have the DNA that we can go up the Mill River and see if we stop pulling human DNA at some point. So we can do that. We have to pay for that eventually. So but it's not going to really put a dent in our budget. So, all right. So that's it from the conservation department. All right.
Yes, sir.
We got the old business, which was the 2021 Shellfish Commission budget request. I'm assuming it stayed the same.
Yes.
Okay. And then we've got discussion regarding internship positions. So we have an intern hired by conservation.
Yes.
She's helped out with some of the things we've done, and she's helping you guys over at conservation a lot, right?
Yes. I would call her as much as you need her.
All right, and that's her. That's Charlotte Hickey, as everyone should know.
That's right.
All right, new business.
Do we just call the conservation department to get in touch with her on anything?
Tim's got her number.
Yeah, I can send you her email or her number, and I just she went the other day. She taped up the end of the hats. She also works. Her mom has a couple of shops at Captain's Cove, so she's working there on the weekends. So she's not always available, but she's pretty responsive. She always gets back really quickly.
Okay. Yeah. All right. New business clam clinic discussion. We obviously didn't have a clam clinic due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and we'll probably be planning for next year's clinic. Spring of next year. Anyone have anything on that?
Nope.
All right. Informational. I don't think I have anything. Anyone have anything informative?
Nothing from me.
Nothing to add at this time.
At the Tide River, right at the Tide mill there, I was out there last week and saw about 8 terrapin turtles. Tons of them.
Yeah, they've been all over the place.
That's great.
Yeah. That's cool.
Good sign.
That is great. What did you say?
About 8 terrapin turtles. If you're at the Tide mill there, it was on the right hand side, and there's a little someone's got a little raft, first one, and they love hanging out right there.
That's neat.
All right. Well, I think that's it, right?
That's a record.
No public opinion?
No. No public.
I
Just
think
listening.
people can email, right? Conservation Department with any comments or questions.
Yes. Absolutely.
All right, you guys good if I check off now?
Yeah, we're going to adjourn the meeting. Does someone want to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting. This is Allison.
I second the motion to adjourn the meeting. Full set.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Meeting adjourned.
Tim, can you send me the recording?
Yep, stopping the recording now. This is the Shellfish Committee meeting for July 8th, 2020.
Transferring.